So PlayStation is having its first big event in a year. The future of PS5. Okay, in all seriousness, I think it's important to manage expectations here. But at the same time, I feel like PlayStation themselves have kind of hyped up this show. They haven't really said anything, and I think in and of itself that is sort of hyping it up, to be honest with you. The only thing they have said is that it is 40 minutes. We're going to see the future of PlayStation, and no VR. No VR will be here, which is, to a lot of people, a good thing, because that's usually sort of the downtime in these sorts of big, press conference, Nintendo Direct style video things. I don't really know the structure of this show either. Is it going to be sort of a stage thing? Are we going to just, see floating heads? What's the... It's not a state of play, which I think is weird, and I think that is sort of the telling factor that it is a bigger event. It is a bigger deal than just something that would be relegated to a state of play. Hey, here's a quick update on this. It's not that. I'm guessing the bars are coming in. I'm guessing Jim Ryan is going to talk serious. The future of PlayStation. I'm guessing it's going to be that sort of tone, and I think that is a tone that I don't particularly like, to be honest with you. It's a really weird, sort of over-dramatic way to sell me on a product. I think that is an interesting thing that Sony has been doing over the years. But the tone of Jim Ryan is not something that anyone's really interested in. It's the games, and 40 minutes is a good amount of time to reveal a ton of great games. And when you say the future of PlayStation, the games of this year and beyond is... Final Fantasy 16. Beyond is God of War. Beyond is Bluepoint's next game. Beyond is Silent Hill. If that's an actual game. I'm not entirely sure I believe that that's even an actual video game, but all fingers are pointing at Bloober right now, so who knows? Do they talk about Abandoned? That is coming out this year. That is a PlayStation exclusive, to my knowledge. I don't know. Maybe we finally get the air cleared on that game? I think God of War is going to open the show. I think we see God of War gameplay for the first time. I think it's going to kind of blow our minds. I think that's going to be the big takeaway from this entire show is God of War looks very goddamn good. I think that is what Sony wants to do. There's a lot of kind of muckiness going about in terms of how they're releasing Horizon Zero Dawn. There was a lot of sort of drama there. They fixed it, but it's still like, I don't know, Sony needs to get back into the light, and I think showing God of War is important to us and to them. I think that's their baby. That is the face of PlayStation in a sense. And I'm very excited about it. I don't know what we're going to see. Hopefully gameplay. I think it opens the show. I do. Similar to, was that their last E3 press conference? Or maybe the one before that where they showed off God of War. I think that is a way to start a show. You're fucking in when you start hearing Kratos' voice, when you start seeing these amazing visuals. I'm super hyped for God of War. I think that's the one game here that's like kind of a lock. I think it's kind of a lock that God of War is showing up. Final Fantasy 16, I just don't know, man. I really don't. They said they weren't going to show it off at TGS unless it's ready or something along those lines. And this is before TGS, and I don't know. If you are going to show it off, this is the place to do it. It is a PlayStation console exclusive thing there. So this is where you do it, but at the same time, I just don't know if it's ready. They said they're not going to show it off until it is ready to launch, basically, until we're ready to start pre-orders, ready to start the sales and everything, ready to start marketing the game to a general audience, not just to, PlayStation fanboys alike. I think it could show up. If FF7 Remake, I've heard some people shouting, no way, I just don't think so. They have Forspoken and FF16 to get through. I don't think we're seeing FF7 R2. I don't think that's happening. I think that's still probably a year away from being announced, to be shown a logo, a CG trailer, or something along those lines. I still think that's a while away. Something else that, again, I mentioned in the top of the video, Silent Hill. That's a way to close the show. That's your closer. That's how you end the show for sure. That's a big deal. That's a really, really big deal. If it is Kojima related in any way, if it is Bloober Team, I think it's gonna make or break it. If it is Bloober Team, I think you're gonna have a lot of people excited, but hesitantly. If it is in some way, shape, or form Kojima related, people are gonna be jumping up and down. maybe like Blue Point's working on a Silent Hill 2 remake. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe Blue Point is going to be acquired. Maybe they announce that here. They show off their new game. And by the way, they're a part of the PlayStation family now. Maybe that's a thing. I don't think this is the place to announce an acquisition, but that did kind of get leaked. Could have been, a bad day at the office for an intern, but maybe not. Maybe that is true. Maybe there's validity to that. Maybe it just wasn't supposed to be out as soon. That was a while ago, and I feel like they would have made that announcement by now. I don't know why you hide that announcement unless you have a game to back it, so maybe that's a thing. I would love to see Blue Point's next game. I think it's just a little bit early. It hasn't even been a year since the Demon Souls remake. It hasn't even been a year since then, and that was a pretty beefy game. I'm guessing it's going to take a little while to see their next game. I'm guessing that's probably another year away. Same with games like the next Spider-Man. I think that's probably another year away for that game to be shown off and what that game even is. I think it's probably 2 years away in terms of being released. Do we see more Horizon? Maybe. Probably not. If I'm being honest, probably not. I think there's going to be a lot of smaller stuff here. Games like The Devil Inside. Was that what that game was called? There's a lot of stuff that PlayStation showed off during the PS5 reveal thing that we really haven't seen much of. Pragmata, that weird Capcom game, I'm guessing that's the RE engine. We're in space. It looks like Death Stranding in certain sense. I'm excited to see that, if that is a real game. I think it comes out next year. I think that's the scheduled release date window area for that game. So that would be pretty cool seeing. I would like to see some Pragmata, see what that game's really about. Again, The Devil Inside. Kena, that comes out next month? Is that October or November? I can't quite remember, but that's a possibility. That's a huge possibility. I think that is going to show up. I have not seen that game looking fun to play yet. Visually, it looks great. I'm digging the characters, I'm digging the design, but I have not seen anything that's captivating me in terms of like, oh, I need to play this game. I haven't seen that yet, so maybe this is where they start that push. It's time to show off what this game really is. In a world where Psychonauts 2 and Ratchet and Clank exist, just don't know if I'm super excited for Kena. I don't know if that's a game I really want to get behind. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. I think it is going to be a good show. Not great, not astounding. It's not going to break the internet. People aren't going to be crying. I think that God of War is going to look very, very good. And there's going to be a few other games there, perhaps a Silent Hill. There's going to be 2 big announcements at the show. 2 big ones. Including God of War. So really just like one big surprise, and I think it will be something like a Silent Hill. I think we'll see a lot of smaller games, a lot of indies, and 1 or 2 big surprises. I think that it's okay to be excited, it's okay to be hyped, but you cannot hold it against them. But I mean, that's the thing. PlayStation has kind of did this to themselves, though. I gotta be honest. They've been radio silent for so long. The last State of Play was in May about Horizon. They haven't had an E3 showing, no Gamescom showing, nothing really there, to be honest. And I think it's really interesting. I think that Sony kind of set themselves up for this, and it's gonna be a fun show. It's going to be a really fun show. It's going to be exciting. I'm excited to watch reactions. I'm excited to see people hyping up. I'm excited to see God of War, man. I really am.